Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to another vinyasa practice. It is almost the end of the year, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. Whether this is your first time here or if you've been with me for the last year or year and a half, it has been such an honor to be able to kind of share the gifts and the learnings that I have learnt from yoga in my life, and I only hope that you have been able to learn something as well. Today is our final week of yamas being our kind of ethical guidelines for how we turn up in our world. And this week we're going over Aparigraha, which is non-greed. And when we are greedy, we want to take as much as we can and hold on to it because we might feel scared of, what we are, who we are, what may happen if we don't have that. And it links quite closely with asteya, non-stealing, which we practiced a couple of weeks ago, as well as non-attachment, vairagya. And vairagya, I think, links with almost every piece of yoga philosophy. Anyway, physically, we're going to be working up into quite a challenging asana, which is our Kukkutasana, our Rooster Pose. What this entails is for us to find Padmasana in our legs, so lotus pose. So we're going to do a lot of hip opening today, as well as incorporating some arm balance as well, because we try to push away from the ground and lift ourselves out of our Padmasana. The reason why I chose Kukkutasana is that there is a depiction within the Buddhist wheel or circle of life. And in the very middle, there is a circle with a rooster, a snake, and what's the other one? The pig, kind of running after each other, trying to catch each other. And these are depicting kind of the three poisons, three kind of kleshas, obstacles for us achieving enlightenment. And the rooster in this circumstance represents greed or attachment or desire. And so it's quite fitting for our class today. Anyway, we are going to get started in a Sukhasana or a seat. Feel free to slot a block underneath your hips if you would like, if that makes you feel more comfortable. Otherwise, we are going to cross the legs, sit down, close the eyes. And just take a couple of deep breaths. And the breath is a beautiful kind of metaphor for our taking and receiving, that cyclical flow of life. If we hoarded onto our breath, if we held everything inwards, we couldn't do that in our breath. We always have to exhale afterwards. And that's kind of the law of life. It's we receive and we give. It's that flow, and that's what we practice in Aparigraha. Non-greed is giving, letting go of attachment to items, to people, to things that attach us and we hold desire on. Notice where your focus is at the moment. Noticing how you've turned up in this practice, knowing that there is no right or wrong way to turn up. Yoga can meet us wherever we are. If you've noticed your mind has floated elsewhere, can you bring it to the sound and the sensations of your breath? Breathing deep into the belly, which is the diaphragm kind of pushing down on the abdominal wall, the ribs and the chest. Allowing your exhale to ground you here even more in the present moment. Let's take Just one more breath like this. Start to walk your hands behind you. We're going to take our feet wide along the mat. Draw the knees to one side of the mat and then come back up through center, and then draw the knees over to the other side of the mat and then come back up through center. We'll just take a couple of breaths here, moving from side to side. So like I said at the beginning, we're going to be working a lot with our hips today, in particular in our kind of external rotation. So that's your outside leg as you kind of swap it around. Next time that you're over to one side, hold here. Can you lift the inside leg without moving your outside leg as far as you can? And then drawing it back down through center, breathing in. And then as you exhale, peel your inside leg off, keeping the outside leg down. Inhale, come back. 2 more times. Exhale, peel off. Inside. Inhale, come back. Keep lifting tall through the spine. Exhale. And then inhale, cool. Let's try the other side. So switch the legs over. Inhale to stay down. Exhale, twist and open the knee towards the other side. Shoulders away from ears, and then inhale to recenter. Breathe in to open. Exhale to close. 2 more times in your own breath. And what we're doing is that we're rotating our knee out. And you might feel a stretch down the inside of your legs, around your adductors. Holding your knees down once you've returned. And you're going to take your hand that's opposite to the direction of your knees. Breathe in, lift it tall. And then as you exhale, you're going to thread the hand behind to the other hand as you drop the chest down, twisting your body towards the ground. Inhale, open up. Open the chest towards the front. Exhale to twist. One more time, breathe in to lift. Exhale to twist. Come back through center. We swap it to the other side. So drop the knees over. So remember, it's your opposite hand to the direction you're twisting. Breathing in, expanding it, reaching it behind you. And then as you exhale, twist the hand, drop the chest down. Inhale to come up. Exhale to lower. One more time, breathe in to lift. Exhale to lower. Make your way back through center. We're going to cross through our feet. Find your way into a kneeling position. Clasp your hands together into fists and then roll out the wrists. So rolling your wrists in one direction and then rolling your wrists in the other direction. Maybe pressing the backs of the palms together. And then coming down into tabletop position. Spread the fingertips wide, knees under hips, and then roll your chest around in one direction. So you're making circles, and then roll around in the other direction. Find your way back through center. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the eye gaze. Shoulders roll back into cow pose. And then as you exhale, press away from the ground. Belly button to spine. Round through the upper back. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. One more time, breathe in. Exhale, round. Find your way back through center. Now you can absolutely stay with the knees down or start to press the hands down to the ground, protract the shoulder blades away from you. Press the tops of the feet into the ground as you lift the knees off just a little bit. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower down. Now you can stay with that, or you could walk your hands back about a hand width distance. Okay, the further back you go, the more challenging this gets. Breathing in, start to lift the knees. Hold for your exhale, and then lower down. Maybe you walk your hands back a little bit more. Breathing in, start to press away. Keep hugging the knees towards the chest. Exhale to hold. Keep protracting the shoulder blades away. Lower down, and then maybe one last step back. Hug the belly button towards the spine. Press the hands down as you lift the knees to chest. Breathe in. This time as we exhale, lower the knees, tap them down. Breathe in and lift. Exhale to lower. 2 more times. Breathe in and lift. Exhale to lower. Last time. Breathe in, lift. Ooh, exhale to lower. Good job. Shake out your hands. Roll the shoulders back. And then when you're ready, let's bring the hands towards the front of the mat. Spread the fingertips wide. Tuck onto the toes. Lift the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Maybe take a little pedal out of your feet here. Trying to lengthen the spine. Moving in any way that feels good for you at this moment. And if you notice any kind of negativity, negative thoughts, judgmental thoughts, fearful thoughts arise, just become aware of these. And know that as you become aware, you find opportunities, you find spaces to replace those thoughts with more non-judgmental thoughts, with other thoughts that may be kinder, more compassionate. And just like our first yama, ahimsa, non-violence, non-harming, we can come from a place of kindness and compassion for where we are today. When you're ready, start to walk towards the top of the mat. Land the feet about hip width distance and then fold yourself forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift on your breath in, hands to shins, shoulders back. Exhale to fold. Rise on your breath in. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hands up and over the head. And then exhale, Tadasana, hands by the sides. Surya Namaskar, to warm up the body a little bit more. Breathe in and lift. Over Hastasana, and then as you exhale, bend your knees, fold yourself forward, tuck chin in. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands to shins, shoulders back. Exhale to the ground, step back to plank, Chaturanga. Come down onto your belly. You can be on your knees or your toes here. Untuck toes, breathe in, baby cobra. Shoulders roll back. As you exhale, you can press onto your knees, tuck toes, downward facing dog, or feel free to head into child's pose at any point in this practice as well. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Relaxing the head. Use your next breath in to make your way to the top of the mat. Exhale to fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift on your breath in, maybe looking forward a little bit. Exhale to fold again. Rise on your breath in. Tuck the chin in until the last moment. Exhale, hands by the sides, Tadasana. Let's try that again. Breathe in and lift. Find length, exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift on your breath in, engage the core, and then as you exhale, hands to the ground. If you felt warm enough, you could press through the hands and hop back. Bending the elbows by the time your feet land, breathing in to maybe pull through to upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in again. Deep breath out. Press away through the hands, soften the knees. Breathe in to either walk forward or bend your legs, look forward. Exhale to hop the feet up to the top of the mat. Folding forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale to fold again. Rise, breath in. Exhale, hands by the sides. 2 rounds of our Surya Namaskar B, slightly different. You might start with your toes together, heels slightly apart for our Kukkutasana. Breathe in as you sweep the hands down, bend the legs, hips go back. We'll just stay here for a couple more breaths. Draw the shoulders down the spine, maybe lifting the eye gaze in between the hands, or you could even press the palms together, eye gaze on thumbs. Breathe in. Exhale to fold. Half lift, breath in. Exhale, hands to the ground, step or hop back through your vinyasa, or you can head straight back to downward facing dog, up to you. Once you arrive, bend your legs, breathe in, look forward, right foot comes in between the hands. Exhale, lower the left heel towards the ground to the side of the mat. Breathe in and lift. Virabhadrasana 1. Draw that left hip forward, right hip back. Ribs towards the hips. Take another deep breath in, bend the right knee. Exhale, frame out your front foot, step back to plank. You could stay here or flow through your vinyasa, not trying to rush the process. Bend your legs, look forward, breathe in as you step your left foot forward. Exhale, plant the right heel down and then breathe in to rise. Outer edge of your right foot is pressing down firmly. Back leg is long. Breathing in. Exhale, hands down. Set the left foot back. Flow through your vinyasa. Take about 2 more breaths here. Using your next breath in to make your way to the top of the mat. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift on your breath in. Exhale, dive it down again. Kukkutasana, breath in, weight back of the heels and the hips. Lift the arms. Exhale, Tadasana. One more time like that. Breathe in and lift. Exhale to fold forward. Half left, breath in. Exhale your way back. Starting to bend your legs, look forward, breathe in as you step your right foot in. Left heel comes down, lift the arms. You can stay for an exhale at the top. Breathe in, find more length through the hands. Exhale, hands down, flow through. Making your way back to downward facing dog. Using your next breath in to bend your legs, look forward, step the left foot in, land the right heel, lift the arms. We stay for our exhale. Breathe in again, deep into the belly. Exhale, hands to the ground. You can go straight back or you can flow through, totally up to you. Take another 2 breaths here. Using your next breath in to bend your legs, look forward, maybe stepping or hopping towards the top of the mat. Exhaling to fold. Halfway lift, breathing in. Exhale, dive it back down. Kukkutasana, breathe in as you lift the thumbs, lift the fingers high. Lift the belly button up and in. Exhale, Tadasana. We're going to head back into our downward facing dog. Maybe flowing through your sequence, maybe A, maybe B, maybe another creative way you'd like to get down. Up to you, but I'll meet you down in downward facing dog. If you'd like some extra rest, maybe just hang out in your child's pose for an extra few breaths. Taking about 1 or 2 more breaths here. Engaging the shoulders. Lifting them away from the ears. If you're in your child's pose, come back to downward facing dog. We're going to learn a new sequence here, a little bit short to begin with. Breathe in, try to sweep the right toes high. Bend the knee, open the hip a little bit, but keep the right shoulder down. Soften the left knee. Breathe in, maybe pick it up a little bit higher. As you exhale, roll yourself forward, right knee to nose. Step the right foot in between the hands, lengthen both of the legs out long into your Aparigraha. And then breathe and lift the arms high towards the sky. As you exhale, turn towards the left, setting up for Utthita Trikonasana. So feet about a meter's distance. Breathe in as you push the hips back, reach the right hand forward, and then as you exhale, maybe landing the hand onto the shin, maybe a little bit higher, maybe onto a block, or maybe towards the ground.
Draw the left rib cage to the left hip, so we try lengthen the spine on both sides and we're not curving too much. Start to slot the left hand behind your back towards your right hip. Wander your left foot back a little bit, bend your right knee. Breathe in as you sweep the right arm up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, reversing your warrior. Bending your right knee forward. Right hand comes up and over the head. Back leg is long. Stay low in the legs as you start to reach the right hand forward. Keep tucking the rib cage in, squeezing the glutes. Take another deep breath in. And then as you exhale, maybe landing the right elbow towards the thigh. Left hand could reach up and over. You could start to bend your knee a little bit more, drop down the hips for your Uttita Pajwakanasana, extended side angle pose. Just try not to lose your activeness. So keep pushing away from the ground. Start to look forward. We're going to slide the left foot next to the right as we breathe in Kukkutasana. Arms reach high. Exhale, drop the hands towards the heart center. Hook the left elbow over the right thigh and twist towards the right. Breathe in as you lift the arms up again. As you exhale, drop the hands through heart center. Hook the right elbow over the left. Look over the left shoulder. Breathe in as you lift the arms again. This time as you exhale, lower the hips towards the ground. Hands reach behind you, fingertips towards you. Now you could just stay down and lift the chest, or breathe in, start to lift the hips, squeezing the glutes. As you exhale, start to drop the hips towards the ground, but keep swinging them back, round to the upper back. As you push your way out of the ground, legs are long. Breathe in, come back, push the hips high. Exhale, start to swing back, lifting the back of the heart towards the sky, and then coming down. Check out the rest if you need. We're going to roll ourselves forward and try and meet ourselves in our Kukkutasana, our crow pose. So start to cross the feet over, plant the hands down. If you haven't tried this before, hands under shoulders, spread the fingertips wide, lift the hips. You're going to start to bend the elbows back. And the tops of the knees are going to land where the elbow bends, or just above where the elbow bends as you lean forward. Eye gaze beneath you rather than behind you. You might stay with your feet down, or you might lift one foot, maybe 2 feet. So we're using the bones to help stack us here and find balance. Wherever we are, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you can either step it back through a vinyasa, or you could try hop back, bending the elbows by the time the feet land, breathing into open, exhaling, coming up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. I'm going to try that on the other side. Breathe in as you sweep your left toes high. Exhale, bend the left knee. Keep the left shoulder down, but you might start to open the hip a bit more. Soften the right knee. Breathe in here. Exhale, start to roll forward, left knee to nose. Step the left foot in between the hands. Right heel might come down as you hold in your Pajwakanasana. Pyramid pose, left hip back, right hip forward. Keep the legs long as you breathe in, lift the arms. Start to pivot towards the side of your mat. Exhale, open the arms wide, setting up for triangle again. Inhale as you push your hips back. Lean your left hand as far forward as you can. And then as you exhale, hand might come down, right hand might come up. You want to keep traveling the hips back because that's going to create length through the spine. Engage the legs by pulling energy up towards the center. Bind your right hand towards the back of your left hip, breathing in. And then as you exhale, can you wander your right foot back a little bit more? Make sure the toes are turned out or slightly in. Breathe in, start to lift the left hand, stay low in the legs, bend the left knee, exhale to reverse. Shoulders away from the ears. And then come back through center, keep the bind behind your back. Reach your hand forward, but try drop into the hips a bit more. You might start to look over your right shoulder here. You could stay here, or a left elbow could come to the ground. Breathing in as the right hand comes up and over. Option to take the left hand down a little bit lower, maybe towards a block or towards the ground. Engage the hip, draw it back a little bit. Start to look forward. Breathe in as you transition your right foot next to your left. And then as you exhale, hands through heart center, twist the right elbow over the left thigh, twisted Kukkutasana. Breathe in and lift, keep the hips low. Exhale, hands through heart, twist towards the right. Breathe in and lift. Exhale, sink your hips down towards the ground. Use your hands if you need, and then bring your hands behind you. Fingertips facing you. Toes pointing forward. Breathe in, start to lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Track the knees over the toes, and then as you exhale, really firmly grip the fingertips down as you lift the hips. Lift the shoulders as well. Okay, lift it back up, breathing in last time. Exhale, scoop it back. This is really engaging through the shoulders here. Okay, we land in our Kukkutasana again. Roll yourself forward, plant the hands down. Of course, you could skip this, but it's a great way to warm up our wrists and to just play along the way. And the more play, the more fun and creativity we can bring into our practice, rather than thinking about it as a chore, thinking about it as a way to explore and have fun. It makes it just so much more freeing. Just making your way back to your downward facing dog when you're ready. Okay, we're going to repeat that flow one more time, but we're going to add on a little bit towards the end and in between as well. We'll make it pretty fun and playing with our balance a little bit. Breathe in as you sweep the right toes high. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip a little bit, draw the right shoulder down. Breathe in, see if you can lift it a little bit higher. Exhale, roll forward, right knee to nose. Set the right foot in between the hands, left heel comes down. Breathe in as you lift the arms, keeping the legs long. Exhale, turning towards the left. Breathe in, hips push back, right hand reaches forward. Exhale, right hand towards the shin. So maybe start to bind to the left hand behind the right hip. Draw the rib cage in. Option here with your right fingertips to start to reach them forward towards the front of your mat. You got to engage your core pretty tight to hold this. Try not to lock out your right knee. Start to wander your left foot back. Bend your right knee. Reverse, breathe in. Sweep the right hand high. Exhale, bend. Stay low on the legs, breathe in, reach the right hand forward. Exhale, drop into the hips a little bit more, engage the glutes. Again, options, right elbow down, maybe right fingertips down, maybe left hand up and over. Another option is to find a bind. If you want to try this, keep the left hand behind your back, drop your right shoulder down in the inside of your right leg. You might stay here, or you might start to take your right hand to underneath your body, trying to bind it with the left hand. Now, wherever you are, we're going to start to look forward. Take a couple of hops, placing the feet about hip width distance or a little bit wider. If you have the bind, no worries. If not, transition your weight into your left foot and start to pick your right knee up for your birds of paradise. If you don't have a bind, you can just simply take the back of the right thigh and lift yourself up. Okay, lift up tall. Wowee. Okay, we're all going to release the bind, but keep the right knee lifted. Twist towards the right. Hands prayer pose. Try draw the left elbow towards the right knee. Deep breath in here. Keep the elbow connected as you drop it towards your twisted Kukkutasana. Pressing the left elbow into the right thigh. Left hip drawing back. Breathe in as you lift the arms into your normal Kukkutasana. And then as you exhale, lower yourself down. Hands come behind you. Same thing, but this time, see if you can cross your left foot over your right thigh. Draw the left knee out. Breathe in as you lift the hips. Squeeze the glutes. As you exhale, same thing. We try to scoop the hips back. Press away from the ground. Draw the shoulder blades apart. One more time, breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling to lift. Lower the hips down, but try keep the left foot where it is, or option for a little bit more, bring it towards your right hip crease to find your Ardha Padmasana, your half lotus variation. Or alternatively, you can bring it down towards the floor. We're going to forward fold here. See if you can bring your left hand behind your back. No worries if not. It might bind towards your left big toe. Right fingertips around your right big toe as well. Breathe in and lift. Then as you exhale, folding forward, looking towards your right big toe now. Not trying to get distracted by how dirty it might be or how it might need to be cut. It's tempting though, right? One more breath. Okay, this is where we're going to get a little bit funky, okay? So you can totally just sit this out and watch. If you wanted to go with it and follow my verbal instructions, go for it. When it starts to turn towards the right, left toes might come down for a moment as you plant the hands towards the back of the mat. Right toes tuck, left knee now hugs into the tricep. Now you can stay here or start to shift the weight forward, elbows bend by your sides, left thigh comes onto the left elbow. You could stay here or start to extend the left toes out, maybe picking up the right toes for your Ekapada Kundanyasana. Squeezing the glutes. And then when you're ready, if you're taking that option, land the right toes. Breathe in as you sweep the left toes high here. Exhale, land the left toes down, downward facing dog. Stay here or roll forward, breathe in. So you're now at the back of the mat. Exhale, maybe flow through a vinyasa. Nice job, everyone. We're going to take one more breath here before we head into the other side. Of course, you can take as many more as you need. Breathe in, left toe sweep high. Exhale, bend the left knee, start to open the hip, but keep the left shoulder down so you act through the left hand. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, roll forward, left knee to nose. Left leg in between the hands, lengthen both of the legs. Breathe in, lift the arms. Exhale, open towards the side. Setting up for Trikonasana, tuck the tailbone under. Breathe in, lengthen the left hand to the back. Exhale, revolve. Soften the left knee. Maybe you take the right hand behind towards the left hip. Option to lift your left hand as well. You might need to lift up a little bit higher to keep the integrity of the core here. Start to wander the right heel towards the front. Bend the left knee. Let's reverse. Breathe in and lift. Exhale, side bend. Stay low in the legs as you breathe in. Maybe elbow to thigh. Exhale, your variation of Utthita Pajwakanasana. As you wish, you might like to find your full bind here as well. Right hand towards left hip. Drop the left shoulder down. And then the left hand might come back. Now, if you are able to get this, try not to just drop into it. You want to be active. So push away from your left leg. Lift up as much as you can. Okay, start to look forward. No matter where we are, can you hop your right foot forward, land your feet about hip width distance, come high onto your left toes, and then start to press through the right foot as you lift the left knee high. With the bind, without the bind, totally up to you. Shoulders away from the ears. If you've got the bind, let's release it. Keep the left knee lifted, bring it slightly in front of you. Hands to heart center, and try lift the left knee towards the right elbow towards left leg. Slowly lower your left foot next to the right, keeping the elbow connected. Twisted Kukkutasana, breathing in. Exhale, try pull that right hip back, look over your left shoulder. Stay low as you breathe in the arms. Exhale, lower yourself towards the ground. Hands come behind you. This time it is your right leg that is going to cross over your left thigh as an option. You can see my dirty feet. Breathe in, start to lift the hips. Squeeze the glutes, shoulders back. And then as you exhale, shift the hips back, lift up the left toes, arms along. Breathe in and lift. Exhale, shift it back. Lower the hips down. Try to keep the foot where it is, or you might even walk it up a little bit closer. A good way to get there if you're a little bit stuck or tight, try cradle your shin like a baby and then lift it up and over. My right side is always a little bit tighter than my left. Right hand might come behind the back. Start to lean yourself forward, maybe left piecing fingers around the left big toe, looking at your toenail. One more breath here. Start to lift yourself up. Again, this is where we get a little bit funky. We twist towards the left, tuck onto the left toes, right knee hugs into the right tricep. Start to bend the elbows maybe, keep them close towards the body, shift the weight forward, and then maybe extend the right toes and the left toes. Land the left toes. Breathe in, sweep the right toes high, three-legged dog. Exhale, place the right toes down, downward facing dog. You could stay here or flow through your vinyasa your last time. This time we're going to make our way into our Sukhasana, which is where we started with. Crossing the feet over and landing here for a couple of breaths. Feel free to fold over if you'd like. Let yourself rest and be still for moments. And then start to walk yourself back. Okay, so we're going to play with our Kukkutasana, our rooster options. The first, you could just stay in your Sukhasana, hands come by your sides, and you could just practice lifting yourself up and down. And then to kind of progress from there, you might lift your foot up onto the shin or up onto your thigh, just whatever feels accessible for you. And again, lifting up and then down. So the full expression of this asana is with our Padmasana. So if you felt like you wanted to try that today, you can go for it. Okay, don't let me stop you. Just make sure that it feels comfortable. You're not straining, you're not stressing, you're not breathing, not breathing. Okay, so to find Padmasana, again, you might cradle one leg first and then come up and over. And then the other leg kind of comes up and over. This is a very advanced asana in itself. Okay, lots of hip opening here. We'll see if I can actually do this. I feel like it's quite hard. What we're going to do next, so you might actually just stay here and then practice with the hands wide, lifting up and down like this. For full Kukkutasana, you're going to lift the knees. You're going to try to thread your hands through your legs. Okay, let's give this a try. There's no space. There's literally no space. I made sure that I tried this before the class and I could do it, but let's see if it happens now. This is the awkward part. So you're just sliding. I feel like I'm going to get a burn somewhere, you know, when the skin rubs together. Then maybe the other hand slides through. I find the leg at the bottom is always a little bit more challenging. It's a lot easier with leggings on, I must admit. Okay, anyway, there are people who can get their elbows all the way down. I've just got my hands down. What you're going to do, if you manage to get yourself in this position, you're going to try roll yourself forward and then lift the hips. You have to try to get the legs, the hands out a little bit more. Anyway, oh no. Ooh. This is so going on the blooper reel. Oh man, okay. You guys have options. You can go where you want to go. I would totally recommend trying this with leggings because it's really hard with the skin. Or just try to get more flexible. I think that would also help. Either way, we'll just have one more go for practice. The funny thing is I'll probably practice after this class anyway, and then I'll be able to do it. It's always the irony. Okay, I'm gonna release. That was fun. Take the feet wide. I'm just gonna cool down just very quickly. Knees might be bent here. They might be a little bit longer. They could even be further inwards. We're gonna practice our Upavista Konasana, a wide-legged forward fold. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, fold forward, maybe landing the elbows or just the hands. And if you're somewhere in between, you could use a block or a pillow to kind of keep yourself up. Keep the toes and the knees revolving up and back. I think no matter where we landed today, we all did a good job, right? And if we see everything as a learning lesson rather than as a performance or as a need to fulfill a certain shape or a certain experience, then we might just be disappointed half the time because we don't know what our bodies are going to do on certain days. But when we see it as a learning experience and just as a time to enjoy the journey and work with whatever experience we're having, we let go of any expectations. And that way we can feel joyful, or we can feel more successful maybe. Just take one more deep breath in here. Deep breath out. And walk yourself back. Left hand reaches towards the left foot. Breathe in, lift the right hand high. Exhale, side bend. Keep pressing your right hip back. Left elbow presses onto the inside of the left leg if it meets there. And try lift your eye gaze towards the sky. Coming back through center, breathe in, lift tall. Exhale, side bend. Come back through center. Extend both of the legs out long. We'll practice our Paschimottanasana. We've kind of warmed up a little bit for this. Breathe in, lift tall, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold yourself forward, kind of drawing your belly button up and down the leg. We're trying to let gravity help assist us here, so we're not forcing or pulling ourselves. We can encourage engagement and engage contractions and drawing forwards rather than pulling with our breath. So using our breath in to lift and lengthen. And then as you exhale, you might feel there's more space to draw forward and down a bit more. One more deep breath in. And down. Hands come behind the back. Fingertips towards you. Okay, we're going to come into our full Purduvottanasana. So we practice our kind of adjusted version, our modified version. So you could absolutely stay with that. If your wrists are like, no, that's totally fine as well. If you wanted to try a full variation, extend the toes out long. We're going to engage the glutes. Press the heels down to lift the hips. Lift out of your shoulders. Draw the ribcage in a bit. Squeeze the glutes. Toes pressed down as much as you can. Take one more deep breath in here. And then out. Let's slow it down. Okay, we're going to head down onto our back. Draw the right knee up into the chest once you land there, breathing in. And then as you exhale, twist the right knee towards the left. Releasing the spine, maybe the eye gaze turns down your right hand that's extended to the side. And then coming back through center, left knee pulls into the chest. Breathing it in here. And then as you exhale, twisting towards the right. Coming back through center, if you'd like to practice any other asanas, any inversions such as shoulder stand or halasana, that's such a nice way to release the back. Go for it. Otherwise, we will land in a shavasana for a few moments. We've worked a lot in this class, and it's nice just to rest the body, rest the mind, let it be at ease. Feeling the full weight of the body drop down towards the earth. We'll just be here for a couple more minutes. If you notice your mind floating away, it's totally normal. Be kind to yourself, be compassionate. And then ask yourself, encourage yourself to come back, journey home to your breath, to the mat, whatever's here right now.
Coming back to your breath. We'll very slowly start the transition out of our Shavasana. Maybe wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers. And taking any movements along the way, we will make our way eventually up into a seat. Softening the shoulders, and maybe letting the hands rest in your lap, or you could bring them towards heart center. Honoring yourself in this practice, honoring yourself in your journey with yoga, not just on the mat, but also off the mat. And that's where the more important practice comes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let's bow our heads. I thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here with you in this journey. And it was such an amazing way to finish the year together, a fun way. I hope you got some laughs out of it. I can't wait to look back on this class. Oh God. Okay, well, have a beautiful rest of your year, everyone. Rest up. Take some time out with your friends, your family, and I will hope to see you on the flip side where we're going to focus on our niyamas. So yes, see you soon. Namaste. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you love this class, please share it with a friend, comment, subscribe, like it, you know what to do. And if you wanted to support me a little bit more directly or wanted to further your yoga practice with some longer classes that include more philosophy and meditation and pranayama, then head over to our Patreon account, which I'll link down below. We also have some behind the scenes content here as well. And I get to chat with you, which is amazing. So I look forward to seeing you there.